Okay, my shit working. Yeah, I don't know why I bother. Before I get really bored and start watching TV.
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
I don't like that color. Let's see who talking about what. Let's start from the bottom. Of course I'm at the bottom. There really is not that many people on. 6, 8, 12.
Look, nigga.
What the hell is he doing?
Nigga, how you go from this? How you do that, bro? Look. And how many years it take, nigga? How long? How long, nigga? For her to get dreads, bro. That shit take years, nigga. That...
Mm-mm. Ah, fuck. The cat doing sit-ups.
Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck? What is going on here, dude? I need to get ready for the Holy shit! Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Let's get me.
Mas foi pegando, filho. Ah, pegando, filho. Ah, o filho. Ah, o filho. Ai.
Damn! That was just not smart. Pull off on that drunk ass.
I was thinking this shit, yo. Oh my God, yo. Niggas is wildin'. That's been that crazy, baby. All the time I think we talk about the next one. Go drop me a Ya que tú la cambió.
Damn. And road rage goes wrong.
Estados Unidos.
Cabrón, mira los carros de Estados Unidos.
Tecnología de punta. Este carro tiene una mula de potencia.
Sí, caballos. Pasa el video, quiero ver el trabajo de Michael.
Dale, Miguelete, que no veo nada.
Hay que hablar con él, meterle más.
Let me check out what you're talking about real quick. Beast was good. It was good. Not much chilling. Tech. Yeah, Christmas was good and everything's good. How was yours? Who are you talking about? Peyton Man? Oh, yeah. His first year wasn't good. But most rookie quarterbacks, I mean, it's not many that come out the gate firing. I mean, it takes time. All I remember back in those days was playoffs. You want to talk to me about playoffs? Playoffs. That was the funniest shit ever. No, we in. We're in. Yeah, I seen his avatar. Yeah. You can't even call them Oakland no more. Yeah, they'll fuck around and just put a rush on the stadium. It might not be totally complete, but then I don't know. I ain't got them playing every game in London. Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the oldest stadiums. It's probably one of the oldest. It's one of the oldest stadiums. Yeah, I can't. I can't speak on it. Yeah, the Coliseum. Yeah, the Coliseum is probably older. Who? Oh. Yeah, basically, your job is to be a run stopper. Yeah, be a run stopper. I mean, well, most of those dudes are long, even offensive line, and defensive line. All those dudes, man, I mean, they earn their paychecks. Yeah. I'm just happy no, no, he didn't. And to be honest with you, that Colts game late, not too long ago, that wasn't a bad game. I watched some. Yeah, that last touchdown sealed the deal, though. Yeah, look, my team won by 2 points. My team won by 2 points. I'll take it. I will beg to differ. The Browns were rated to be the worst team. I'm sorry. Browns. All right, let's see what the playoff schedule looks like. Uh, Show me the playoff schedule.
I found this on the web.
I don't think we play the Chargers. No, no, we're not playing 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 the Chargers. No, we're not playing the Chargers. Oh, well, hold on. Yeah, we played the Chargers, yeah. Again. So I'm not even worried about it then. Yeah, we already beat them once. And we beat them on the road. We beat them on the road. Chargers, and I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not even scared of the Chiefs. Those are two teams. If we smack them in the mouth, they stop playing. What's up, Super Dave? You smack them in the mouth. You smack them in the mouth. You're gonna get hit. Yeah, everybody got a plan until you get hit. Yeah, you right. Then Lamar Jackson, you right. No, no. But see, here's the thing. That's why they running the football so much to keep the ball out those people's hands, those kind of people's hands. Yeah, you gotta throw it. I mean, he can throw. He can make some throws. I mean, his deep ball ain't that great, but he can. I mean, crossing routes, he can do that. Look, I mean, only we. I mean, to be honest, no, not really. I mean, because our defense is that great. We just gotta score. We got the nice. We got the number one defense, dude. Look it up. We have the number. We go on Google this shit. Who has the number one defense in the NFL?
These came back from a search.
Nope. Actually, it's none of the teams that I thought of. Nope. You would be shocked about this. It would popped up, and I guess it. No, Minnesota. And around with crash, dude. We'll see. We're still. I mean, look. We play. I don't even know when the next game is. Is it Saturday or Sunday? I don't even know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they play. My team plays on a Saturday or if they play on Sunday. All right. Now, I'm confident. We beat LA in LA. So, to be honest with you, it's not like no team that I can seriously sit here and say like, all right, they scheduled into the Super Bowl. Every team can be beat. No, see, I was not in the. Yeah, I hear you talking. I talk to you. I talk to you next week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, I believe you beat Dallas, but you probably lose to the Saints. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I haven't even watched none of the college shit. What time is it? I'm gonna give it another few minutes. Then I'm gonna find something really boring to watch and knock the fuck on out. I haven't watched it yet. People have been telling me about it though. A 6 out of 10. That's it. Oh, okay. Look, dude. Sandra Bullock is what, like 60 years old? You want to see 60-year-old ass? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. I mean, look, I haven't seen it, so but I know she's old. Mm. I doubt that. I doubt that. You really? Hold on. Let's Google this shit. Let's Google this shit. How old is Sandra Bullock?
Sandra Bullock is
Yeah,
54 years old.
she's 54 years old. I'm 45. Flip that number. Mm, mm, See? Uh-huh. You want that old booty. Uh-huh. You want that old booty. Ain't nothing wrong. Look, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Look, dude, I ain't judging you. Ain't nobody judging you on that one. But the last movie I watched was what the fuck was that? Ready Player One. No, it's on HBO. It was on HBO, so yeah. Yeah, I seen Venom in the movie. I want to. I was. When it start and it went. I mean, to be honest with you, they fucked this whole origin up anyway. From where it really came from. But it is what it is. They fucked this whole shit up. Yeah, I mean, I actually when I went to see it in the theater I was drunk and them seats was just way too comfortable. I fell asleep on that motherfucker. Uh, so I'm guessing you're a DC fan. So you just don't like comic book movies in general, is what you're saying. That's what they're supposed to be. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to. It's corny. It's supposed to be. Now, what you think about Deadpool? You have not watched Deadpool. Dude, then now the first one's better. Yeah, soundtrack definitely way better, but yeah, I would suggest you watch Deadpool. Wow. Then you really did. Then you really should watch the movie because they do have some meth references to it. No bueno. Well, you gotta make do with what you got.
Many looks as you'll see by any team.
Second down and 12. Again, play action. Fly start. Fires caught at midfield. Dontrell Inman takes it into Tennessee territory. Woodyard covering on the play that time makes the tackle after a gain of 25 yards.
I just want to do
Third down. The play clock is down to 3. The defense moving all over the place. And Luck dancing in the pocket. Breaks away.
Look at Luck.
Keeps his eyes downfield. Fires. Back on the
Oh, that's a great catch right there.
It is Dontrell Inman for the touchdown.
It's great to come with
I'm watching the highlights from week. I'm watching the highlights.
Until one guy's on the ground, the other two are just got looped by Luck. And there you go.
And I'm streaming it.
Second and 12. So that's gone with a first down. On the march again, Chester Rogers makes the grab. It's been almost 16 minutes. The Titans less than 4. 20 yards into the end zone. Money hauled in with a touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 13th touchdown.
Man, hold up. Didn't Jones get caught up with some drugs or some shit? Didn't he fail the drug test?
Told us last night, I hope Carolina is playing man coverage on me because that means I've got a chance to get the ball. If they double me, I have no chance. But you see the confidence that Luck has in him, and it has been an amazing.
Oh, but you didn't expect me to run the kickoff back. I'm the real Madden legend. I get invited to the sickest parties like DeAndre Hopkins, and he'd be like, "Hey, David," and I'd be like, "It's actually Derek." We need to work on your fantasies.
Rated E for everyone.
Nope.
I was upset about it. He thought Boston was pushing off as well.
The blitz could be late. Could not come out. And a timeout in the top Ivory.
Turn them on. Turn them on. This the Buffalo Bills and Dolphins game right here. God damn, the Dolphins got their ass whooped.
You'll see Alonzo just kind of target down here in the red zone of basketball.
Yeah,
Gentlemen, y'all.
built to make a Super Bowl run.
Let me tell you something.
Gentlemen, y'all be easy.
To
Y'all
make
have
a
a good
Super
one.
Bowl run, to me, you gotta be able to run the football. You gotta be able to stop the ball. Defensively, this team is really good. Today, he didn't show it. No, secondary was playing Red Rover. Just send somebody right over. I don't care who you got. Okay, and that's what happened. They emptied the backfield and they went all vertical. And they hit number 2 up the seam every time it was wide open. I don't know why they didn't run it all game long. Cleveland, speaking of. But Lamar Jackson, man, you can't stop that mess, man. Then you got a running back that's running downhill trying to hit his head against the goalpost every time he totes the mail. Those guys, man, let me tell you, that's physical football. That's back in the day football that they're playing right now. And Lamar Jackson, just widen his, give him a few more plays in the passing game because he can handle it. Because this kid has a command on this game. His teammates believe in him, and these guys can go, man.
He make a couple of
These
throws
guys can go.
that impress you.
Right.
Every week he make a couple more throws that impresses you.
You're going to have to make 2 or 3 of those in the playoffs.
No
You know,
question.
you can run the ball all you want to, but there will come a time that a team will force you to make a throw or two in order to extend the drive or to kill the clock.
Don't you trust that he can do that, though?
Force you to make a throw.
We're going to see. Shannon don't trust nobody.
Well,
Shannon don't trust nobody.
No, you don't. You come.
Shannon ain't trust nobody.
No. So I'm a man. You know, see, God say put faith in me and I'll show you. Man say show me and I'll put faith in you. I got to see it. I got to see it.
So
you have seen
I ain't
lesser quarterbacks win the Super Bowl with a great defense and a great run game like Prime said,
Not
right?
rookie quarterbacks.
What they got to do with his age?
No, I'm saying.
You don't trust
Let me
him.
ask you a question. Is he the best rookie quarterback you've ever seen?
Absolutely not.
Okay, why they didn't win the Super Bowl then?
We're saying you don't have to be
Big
the
Ben,
best.
Big Ben had a killer defense with the Steelers when he came in. They were 15-1.
Big Ben was not like that. I played against Big Ben. Big Ben was not like that. He was not like, that man there is changing the game himself. Big Ben had to use all this around. He was not like that.
What you think they're doing? Bussy was vital in that Super Bowl win with Big Ben rookie year.
What did they do? They ran the football, played to their defense. What is Baltimore doing?
They're doing
Running the football.
So
And how far did they get them?
What we're saying is Lamar Jackson with this style can take them to the Super Bowl. Because we
I
have
don't believe he
seen
can do
lesser
that.
quarterbacks
I don't believe he can do that.
in their play take a team to
Why
the
don't
Super
you
Bowl
think
with
that?
good defense and running game.
Because I don't believe, like Time says, maybe they need to put a little bit more on his plate, but I just haven't seen him be proficient enough in the passing game to get them over the top.
We average over 3,500 daily flights and 99 destinations, but they all go to the same place, somewhere you love. Low fares and no hidden fees to your favorite places. That's transparency.
As far as seeding for the early game, the Patriots and Texans went on a look. This one, it's Jackson to the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, they're able to expose at that time.
It's a fake, but he's going to
keep it up the middle, but here's the best part. He fakes out the guy who's supposed to take the quarterback.
NFL is watching. A 4th and 10, and here they come. Mayfield's pass. It's intercepted by Mosley. And the Ravens are going to take the division. Hearts are broken in Pittsburgh.
Baker, he played amazing, but this #1 defense in the league stood up, put the city of Baltimore on their back with the season on the line, and they blitzed them with everybody. 4 straight plays, and they didn't do that in Kansas City. And I thought if this game came down to that, Baltimore's going down, they're going down swinging. And they stood up today when they needed it.
That's $1 million play, by the way, for Eric Weddle. He got $1 million bonus for a win in his contract. But Mosley, who had a deflection, a little tip on Mayfield's first interception back in the first quarter, he is some player, Pro Bowler. Last year, they lost on a 4th down play in the last minute.
Who's coming, who's not? Communicate.
Here's the 2nd and 5. Mayfield looks to the right, shrugs the shoulder, goes down the middle, and he's picked off. Right into the hands of Jimmy Smith.
Well, go ahead and watch the blitz come off the side. Baker doesn't know if he's blocked or not. And so he feels like he's got to rush the pass.
So the ball at the 50.
I do not own none of this shit. I just pay for it.
He's got his tight end again. This time it's Andrews. And he's done it again. Last week he missed 2. Going empty. Mayfield thought about it now. Launches long. Callaway catches it. Did he get the feet down? The official says it's a catch. Mayfield wants to hurry up the line before anybody gets a chance to look at this. But I think it's...
You know, it's a zone. No one ran across the field.
And again, going empty. Here's Mayfield going to the end zone. Gonna be open, and it's caught for the touchdown.
Alright, enough of that. Let's see who talking about what. Oh, that's wasted. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. Go ahead, fuck around. Charge my fucking controller. Last beer. I'm gonna call it. Yeah, if I post it and I put this bullshit up, I'm definitely gonna get back.
The PlayStation 5 is coming out very, very soon, and this would be a massive upgrade from the PS4 Pro and even the Xbox One X. So this would be Sony's true 4K 60 console and also the world's most powerful console. And here's all the latest leaks and rumors, everything we know at the moment in terms of the PlayStation 5. Lots of details that I want to cover in this video, so grab some snacks, some drinks, sit back, relax, and let's have a look. Okay, so here's the thing. Unlike laptops or, smartphones, tablets, or pretty much anything in the tech industry, consoles do not get a yearly update. In fact, consoles get updated every 5 to 6 years or so. For example, the original PlayStation 1 came out in 1994. The PS2 came out in 2000, so 6 years later. Then the PS3 came out in 2006, so again, 6 years later. And then the PS4 came out in 2013, so 7 years later. So yeah, the PS5 should come out in 2019 or 2020. However, the console cycle release got disrupted by the release of the PS4 Pro in September 2016, which was a much more powerful version of the PS4, but still not powerful enough for it to be the next generation console. Now, the PS4 Pro can indeed play 4K games, but only very few of them are actually true 4K. So, for example, Last of Us Remastered is indeed true 4K 60, so that's impressive. Wipeout Remastered is also true 4K 60, and they look stunning. But these games were actually PS3 games in the first place. They were never even designed for the original PS4. And all the modern games that de-render in 4K, they're actually either Quad HD 30 or checkerboarded 4K, upscaled, and still 30 frames per second. But what Sony aims to do with the PS5 is actually true native 4K at 60 frames per second, something that not even the Xbox One X can do at the moment. And I'll talk about the specs in a second, but first, when is the PS5 actually coming out? Well, like I said, 2019 or 2020. But then something very interesting actually happened about 3 weeks ago. So Sony has announced that it would not be attending E3 2019, which is very unexpected and also quite shocking because Sony has been attending E3 for literally the past 24 years. 24 years, and they haven't skipped a single year in 24 years, and they just randomly decided to do so in 2019. Now, this can mean two things. So one, either Sony has literally nothing to talk about and they're skipping E3 entirely because of that, or two, they have a lot to talk about, including the PS5, and they'll actually be doing a separate, dedicated big PlayStation event just for that outside of E3. And here's the actual press statement that Sony has released in terms of this. As the industry evolves, Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to look for inventive opportunities to engage with the community. PlayStation fans mean the world to us, and we always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 2019. We are exploring new and familiar ways to engage with our community in 2019, and we cannot wait to share our plans with you. So, Sony's definitely not canceling their community interaction in 2019 based on that statement. Reason why I would actually put my money on option number 2. Sony having a dedicated big event just to announce the PlayStation 5. Now, I don't really see this event happening anytime before September or Q4 2019, to be honest. So based on this, my prediction is either a late 2019 event with a PS5 announcement as well as the release ahead of the holiday season of 2019, or just a PS5 announcement and then possibly even a late 2020 release. Now, if this console would be, 4K 60, like a true 4K 60 console, which at the moment this is something that only the GTX 2080 can achieve in almost all games, well, it needs to have some insane specs. Now, take a look at the Xbox One X. It actually has similar performance to a Radeon RX 580 card, which is a mid-range graphics card, but that's still very impressive considering that the 580 is a 1080p Quad HD gaming card, while the Xbox One X can even do native 4K, albeit at 30 frames per second, but still. And now, when it comes to the actual PS5 specs, all the leaks are pointing towards Sony using an 8-core AMD Ryzen desktop processor, as well as a custom-made AMD GPU either based on Vega architecture or even the upcoming Navy architecture. Now, Sony is actually working very closely with AMD on this. In fact, we've even had a report that AMD has
always been better than consoles. I mean, look, tell me something that I don't know.
And this is why they've actually had to delay the Vega architecture in the first place. Now, the PS4 Pro has 4.2 teraflops of performance, but then the Xbox One X has 6 teraflops. So what about a PS5? Well, it's actually rumored to have between 8 to 10 teraflops of performance, which I'll cover in a second, but yeah, that's absolutely insane for a console. Now, just to give you guys an idea, a GTX 1080 Ti actually has over 10 teraflops of performance, and you can easily handle native 4K games at 30 frames per second on the highest settings, and in a lot of cases even at 60 frames per second and over. Now, on the other hand, an Xbox One X has 6 teraflops of performance, so yeah, almost half of the power of the 1080 Ti, and it can handle native 4K 30 games as well, thanks to how optimized the games are. In fact, Mark Cerny, the lead developer, the lead system architect actually, for a PS4, said that he believes that in order for a console to hit native 4K 60, it needs about 8 teraflops or even more of performance. So yeah, a PS5 with 10 teraflops would be easily able to not just handle 4K 60, but also heavily improve the graphics with, more effects, high-resolution textures, and basically take the overall graphics quality to a jump similar to the PS3.
Alright, so why are you here?
So we won't just be getting, high resolution and a higher frame rate, but also more realistic graphics as well. Now, the PS5 will definitely feature backwards compatibility, so this is something that's been talked a lot about, and since the PS4 and the PS4 Pro are already based on the x86-64 platform, and the fact that the AMD Ryzen processors are also based on the x86-64 architecture, the PS5 will also be based on this x86-64, so, all the games would automatically be backwards compatible to the PS5. So all PS4 games would work on the PS5, which is obviously awesome. So this not only means that you would be able to play all of your previous PS4 games on the PS5, but if developers decide to do so, they could easily release a patch that allows you to play native for PS4 games in native 4K 60. So imagine playing God of War or even GTA 5 in that resolution and frame rate. That would be insane. And speaking of insane, something very interesting happened earlier this month. So Sony had an event in Tokyo where they showcased their upcoming Sony 8K TVs, so that was quite cool. And on those TVs, they obviously needed, some 8K content to show their 8K TVs. And since there was literally almost no 8K videos to showcase, they showed an 8K game. So Sony actually gave us a demo of Gran Turismo Sport running in 8K at 120 frames per second. This is insane, guys. This is absolutely insane. The PS4 Pro, for example, runs that game at 1800p in 60 frames per second, which is still very impressive, but native 4K at 60 frames per second for Gran Turismo would be an achievement. 120 frames per second in 8K is just unbelievable. So how is this even possible? Well, here's a few things that I want to mention. So first, this is a racing game. And racing games are actually the easiest 3D games to render, since you just need to render the car model and the most amount of detail, and since you're driving so fast, the track itself and the background doesn't need to be as detailed. So a lot of racing games even use 2D assets for the trees and crowd, sometimes on multiple layers and so on, and they actually rotate those based on perspective. So what I'm saying is that an 8K 120 frames per second racing game is much more achievable than, Red Dead Redemption 2 in 8K 120. But yeah, don't get me wrong, the PS5 would not support 8K gaming at 120 frames per second. That would be insane, of course, but by 2020 we would not have the tech required to build a $400 console that can do 8K 120. We can already do, by the way, 8K 120, you just need a lot of GPUs, a lot of 2080 Ti's, 2080s actually, but that's pretty much what you need, a lot of really powerful GPUs, and you can do it. But when it comes to doing this on a $400 console,
once again, the question still stands: why are you here? Why are you not gaming?
No, you cannot do that. Essentially, the PS5 would establish itself as a true native 4K console, especially since now more and more households are starting to get a hold of 4K televisions. And then by the time the PS5 Pro releases, some households would even start having 8K TVs. And then the PS5 Pro would offer 8K 30 games, or maybe even 8K 60 if it takes 3 to 4 years for Sony to release one. So yeah, don't get your hopes too high when it comes to playing 8K games or anything crazy like that. So now that we know the specs and the performance, let's talk about the design. So we know that the PS5 development kits are already in the hands of developers, but Sony does actually not have a finalized design as of yet. So there was this very big leak actually about 2 weeks ago on this Russian website that showed us a possible design for the PS5, and we've actually made a PS5 concept based on just that. So here's the official stuff, the PlayStation 5 concept based on that leak. Now, unfortunately, that leak was actually confirmed to be fake by Benjamin Gaskin. Apparently it was actually a render, a really good one, but at least it was, you know, a realistic vision as to how the PS5 could look like. I mean, the thing is, I've seen a lot of concepts on the PS5 which showed spheres or, you know, crazy designs like that, which are cool, don't get me wrong, but let's be honest, those are not going to be the design of the PS5. So here's a more realistic look at how the PS5 could look like. Yeah, overall a very similar design to the PS4 with this two-tone look. The console itself should be bigger or at least thicker than even the PS4 Pro, depending on how much cooling Sony decides to add in this thing. But yeah, like I said, don't expect any crazy spherical designs or anything like that. And I just wanted to mention how far the Xenotech concepts have come. So this was the old PS5 concept from back in February 2018. And this is the concept 9 months later. So yeah, I think we've come a long way. So definitely do subscribe and enable notifications if you're new to the channel for more and better concepts in the future. Now, of course, that if you want to achieve the best performance for a low...
Alright, what up?
Welcome to the escape room. Enjoy the game.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Today, the internet is absolutely on fire as Google search results seem to confirm Hugh Jackman will be in Avengers Endgame. I'm going to go ahead and do the Google search for you guys in this video firsthand so you can see what everybody's talking about. Then I'm going to go ahead and break down the couple of things that it could be and what the larger implications are and try to explain everything. First, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment on the video, then hit the notification bell, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. I'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as I said, some Google search results seem to confirm that Hugh Jackman is in Avengers Endgame. Let's go ahead and just do the Google search. So I opened up my browser here, type in famous Hugh Jackman movies. Of course, the way Google represents its results, you get all the movies for a famous actor up top. First, you'll notice Hugh Jackman has done a ton. There are all the X-Men movies, and if I press the arrow a total of 4 times, lo and behold, 2019 Avengers Endgame shows under Hugh Jackman movies. Yes, this is absolutely real. It's not staged. I'll go ahead and play this video again, but you can do it yourself. Open up Google, search famous Hugh Jackman movies. You will find Avengers Endgame. Now let's talk about what could be going on here. First things first, it does not confirm Wolverine to be in Endgame. It just confirms Hugh Jackman. Before you guys race off to do all of your cross searches on IMDb, rest assured, I did all of that for you. I did extensive research, both on some sites that are very mainstream, and on some you might not know about as far as us Hollywood traders go. I did not find anything else about this anywhere. The second thing is that Google is highly influenceable by things that people put in. So for instance, this could be an anomaly and or mistake because the cross-referencing of people searching Hugh Jackman Endgame led it to show up there. You have to understand Google runs some form of AI. That's the way that marketing works for you guys in targeted advertising. It's also the way search engine results work. The more popular something is clicked on, the same way it works on a social media site, the more popular it becomes in the search engine results, thusly you see it first. Since people have been cross-searching this so much, there's a chance it showed up on there anyway. However, there are a couple of other distinct possibilities it could be, and I want to just touch on those for a moment because it's not complete fantasy. The first one is that Hugh Jackman could be in Avengers Endgame, but not as Wolverine. Yes, they could offer him a cameo as an ode to the character, something like a Lifetime Achievement Award for his service to the character before the MCU existed. I would not think of this as something completely out of the realm of possibility, except for the fact that the tone of Endgame will seemingly be so intense and serious as the culmination of this movie is either going to fix and or completely change the MCU. And to offer him a cameo would seem to break the verisimilitude of the film. I don't think they're willing to do that because we all know him as Wolverine anyway. We've seen him in Avengers Endgame and he's not Wolverine. We're all just going to be more disappointed than if he wasn't there at all. The second thing it could be is he actually could be playing Wolverine in Avengers Endgame. I said this was possible for two reasons. I'm going to link the video I went at in length at the end of this, but I've already broken all this down. Number one, Wolverine's first appearance is against the Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk number 181 featuring Wolverine on the cover is one of the most iconic Marvel comic books and regarded as the first appearance of Wolverine, even though he showed up in the end of Incredible Hulk 180. Considering Universal owns the rights to the Hulk and there's not going to be any more Hulk solo films, to have Wolverine have that classic matchup with Hulk has to happen ASAP, sooner than later. And since this deal is almost done with the X-Men, so close to being done that Kevin Feige felt comfortable talking about it in the public just a couple days ago, there's a chance he said, screw it, we'll cast him as a younger actor for the earlier movie, such as that World War I movie rumor that's going around right now for a Wolverine production, and we'll have Hugh Jackman just play a later version of that character. Well, they'll cast someone who...
Happy New Year's Eve,
for the actual
but happy holidays and all that.
Show up in Avengers Endgame, like I said in that video, as I broke it down, they wouldn't have to explain anything to anybody. I went at length in this. Everybody knows who Wolverine is. You wouldn't need an explainer. You put him as a side character in a scene. Hulk is on his way to obtain something that the Avengers need to face Thanos. Wolverine, as opposed to whatever it is Hulk needs to do, they get into a quick spat. You spend 5 minutes on the fight. You keep it moving. You don't have to explain who Wolverine is. You don't have to offer an origin. Quick side note, Wolverine, before that stupid retcon that Marvel did, yes, I very seldomly call anything stupid, but that stupid retcon they did where they actually gave him a whole backstory, Logan's origins unknown for the majority of his existence in the Marvel Universe. I like it better that way. They could do that here in this movie. You wouldn't have to explain anything to anybody, and every single fan would lose their mind. Now, is this far-fetched? Absolutely. That's why I started by saying the best chance for this, the most likely explanation, is just an anomaly based on cross-referencing and popularity of those two subjects, and since it's caught in fire now, Google will probably remove it. But on the off chance that he actually is in Avengers Endgame, check out my video on that, because there's a lot of reasons why he could and should be, and we all know he wants to come back, and we all know all the actors have been talking about it in a roundabout way. It would just be too awesome. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Would you be totally cool with Hugh Jackman reprising his role even...
Yeah, let's check this out.
Music. Yeah. Okay. Whatever, man. Don't try to talk to me like you know what this is.
Can you turn the techno music off though? I mean, come on. What the fuck? No, not yet. Damn. You ain't do nothing but hold up traffic even more.
Well, we probably aren't going tomorrow, but next week.
Oh, wow.
I don't think so.
Thanks.
I'm not really sure what the top is going to look. I don't think he's too happy about it.
Is that where you pulled over?
Yep.
Did you see that?
Oh, why y'all keep going? I want to see what happened. Although, yeah, I mean... Damn. What up? Motherfuckers be driving dumb as shit.
You're in such a hurry to pass everyone on the double solid, and now you're not going to drive? I just want to fucking knock your head off, you fucking goof. Oh, no.
Really?
I'm already online. Call 911. Oh, fuck. Hey, where's going? I can't.
Just fucking finish. But barely stopped. Oh, fucking Popo right here too.
You motherfucker.
You like dicks?
Yes.
Come follow me. Let's go.
Follow you.
Yeah.
Follow my cock.
It's small though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a smaller dick, huh?
Driving in two lanes, you stupid bitch.
Yes.
That's not how we drive in America. Trump's deporting your illegal cousins today, bitch.
Damn.
This bitch.
All right.
This bitch.
Did you go to vote?
Bitch.
Did you go to vote?
Learn English, bitch.
Okay.
It's my country, bitch.
Yeah, it's not mine, right?
Get out.
Yeah. When?
Stop driving in two lanes anyway, Miss Thing, okay?
I am
Get
not
that
driving
stupid
in two.
bitch. Take all the pictures you like, bitch.
Right.
You're ugly. You need a gay friend to help you with makeup and clothes. Ah! Ugly bitch. Ugly, tacky, stinky, stanky bitch.
Damn, dude mad about something.
And I'm with my daughter.
Don't look
I'm
at it
making
in my
a-
crack, bitch.
Oh shit. The fuck happened on this one? I'm tired of road rage shit.
My name is Wildine Dixon.
Hey, Wildine.
My mom. Who am I? You are a gift. I know it's been difficult for you lately that you feel different from other kids. You are different. After your dad and I got married, we prayed for a baby for so long. One night, someone listened. Brandon? You are special. We believe that you came here for a reason. He was in the barn.
Did he find it?
No. It was like he was drawn to it.
He may look like us. He's not like us.
Hello? Is anyone there? I'm trying to reach.
The fuck? Oh.
Senators, we believe that these
Godzilla
are just the tip of the iceberg. Which of these titans are here to protect us? Which of these titans are here to threaten us?
So you'd want to make Godzilla our pet?
No. We would be his.
You sure he's gonna be okay? They're everywhere. Battling for dominance. A rival alpha to Godzilla.
You gotta be kidding.
I can't wait till this movie drops.
say, huh? Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this. Part of the journey is the end. Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it. When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
We lost. All of us. We lost friends. We lost family. We lost a part of ourselves. This is the fight of our lives.
This is going to work, Steve.
I know it is. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't.
Hi, is anyone home? This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. I got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
So, Skrulls are the bad guys. And you're a Kree, a race of noble warriors.
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
Your life began the day it nearly ended. We found you with no memory. We made you one of us. So you could live longer, stronger, superior. You were reborn.
I keep having these memories. Something in my past is the key to all of this.
You know how to fly this thing?
We'll see.
That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Would you like to know what you really are?
I think I had a life here. What are you telling me?
You've come a long way, but you're not as strong as you think. This war is just the beginning.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it.
Aren't you the cutest little thing? Aren't you cute? What's your name, huh?
Earrings.
I'll be back.
What the fuck?
Ears up.
What are you doing? What's it look like I'm doing? I'm doing superhero stuff. Tick, 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 tick.
I'm calling this meeting of the superhero animal friends to order.
Come on, Molly. Time to go.
Ooh, I'm gonna be late for school. Captain Snowball, you're in charge while I'm gone. Mwah.
First of all, I want to welcome White Thunder back from the washing machine, who was put in there with a red blanket, and henceforth will be known as Pink Thunder. Personally, I like the new look.
What did you do?
I had to keep her stable. I protected her.
From the truth? There's another word for that.
Damn, how many Marvel movies coming out in 2019? Shit.
You didn't come here, but looking for answers. You came here looking for permission. She's all pain, rage, all coming out at once. I'm sorry, I didn't stop you sooner.
You're always sorry, Charles. And there's always a speech.
They can't comprehend what you are. They're right to fear me.
I've seen evil. I'm looking at it now.
Always remember, the universe has a way of leading you to where you're supposed to be at the moment you're supposed to be there.
Let's do this.
Really?
It took me 20 years to find you. How many people can say that? You are the best kept secret in the universe. And I found you, which makes me perfect for this job.
You really think a black suit is going to solve all your problems?
No, but looks damn good on you.
Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Oh, snap!
We
Oh, snap!
are a rumor. Recognizable only as deja vu and dismissed just as quickly.
No, but you can leave.
How to prove yourself, Agent M? We may have a problem in London.
Welcome to MIB. You will be with Agent H, one of the best ever to wear this suit.
Catching up on my daily meditation. Time for lunch, I think. Are you hungry?
It's 9:30.
Perfect. Tuesday's taco day.
We've been compromised. It puts every citizen of this planet at risk.
If we could all just drive here.
Just try.
It'll be fun. We'll have fun with it.
There should be a big red button around here somewhere.
Found it.
We are the men in black.
Looks like the tables have turned. That was an incredible catch.
That's a classic right there.
What does I Got Five on it mean?
It's about drugs.
It's not about drugs, it's a dope song. Don't do drugs.
Get in rhythm. There you go. There you go. Can't believe how big they've got.
Did you hear Gabe got a boat?
He's kidding, right?
He's not kidding.
Hey, I think it's vodka o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Jason? lost, stick with me. I'll keep you safe.
I want to see this movie.
There's a family in our driveway.
It's probably the neighbors. But y'all scared of family?
Hi, can I help you?
Zora, put your shoes on.
If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
What are you people?
It's us. They look exactly like us. They think like us. They know where we are. We need to move and keep moving. They won't stop until they kill us. And we kill them.
Belongs to Greta Hadag.
Oh, bless your heart. Where did you find it?
On the subway.
Oh, would you like a cup of coffee? You've been so kind. I don't get many visitors here. I've been so lonely since my daughter left.
Well, I could help you. My mom actually used to say, I'm like chewing gum. I tend to stick around. Where are the candles?
In the cabinet. Did you find them?
I guess she's been planning bags around the city. So hoping someone brings them back to her. And you did. Oh my God, it's her. Just let it ring. I saw all the bags, Greta. And I never want to see you again. She's really freaking me out. This is not a problem.
Public area, her rights are protected.
Why are you doing this?
How exciting.
Hi, I'm Francis, and I'll be your waitress for the evening. No, I can't do this. Are you a child?
No, you're the child. You need a mother to hold you.
Don't you dare talk to me about my mother.
She had to die for us to meet.
Are you out of your mind?
Look at her. She's full of grinning. She's gone crazy. Everyone needs a friend. But we're more than friends. We're connected. There's something you need to know about Greta.
Are you insane? What did you do?
Just try to get rid of Greta.
Damn.
First things first. Any man here that wants to walk away can do so knowing they're the best of us. This gotta be now. There is no ground support. The injuries we sustained, we're walking out with. Make no mistake about it. You guys need to own the fact that we do not have the flag on our shoulders. You cannot go back to your normal life after tonight.
Everything we've done for the last 17 years, there's nothing to show for it. You've been shot 5 times for your country, and you can't even afford to send your kids to college. If we'd accomplished half the things that we've accomplished in any other profession, we'd be set for life. I'm your masters of war. The question is, do we finally get to use our skills for our own benefit? We're gonna get Gabriel Martin Lorea. He's got over $75 million in cash.
If we're not gone forever after you make your move, we're dead.
We need to hunt quickly. You cannot think they will find us.
It's always a little harder than you think it's gonna be.
We don't need methods like that.
This is not what I signed up for.
A lot of people are gonna come after you.
So we go through.
Alex, you're gonna be late.
Okay, okay.
Here.
Thanks, Mom.
A land is only as good as its leaders.
Somebody help me! Hey, leave him alone.
A true king is brave and noble.
Don't be a hero. I'm the king around here.
You have more battles yet to fight.
That force is no. We've got you now.
Now, you must choose what you stand for.
Benz, you've got to see what's found. There's something written on the guard. Put it into Google Translate. It means Sword of Arthur. What if you're the only person who could have pulled that sword out? What if it's Excalibur?
Ah, finally. Follow me. I am Merlin.
I thought mine was supposed to be an old man.
An ingenious disguise, don't you think? In 4 days, the Dark Sorcerer Morgana will take over the world.
Break my worries. And I was supposed to stop her. That's ridiculous. There's your sword back, and good luck with everything.
You're a king, Alexander. The sword chose you.
Why would we help you?
Because you're the strongest people I know. You're my knights. And this is the round table. Quick, Dennis, lift up the flaps.
Oh my god, you're such a nerd.
What do you feel that? Alright, well, it's almost 2:30. I'm quite sure somebody else is streaming. Yeah. Hold on.
How do we get out of here?
Every room hides a clue.
It's Fahrenheit 451.
Every
There was definitely no shortage of spoilers during Avengers Infinity War. With so many characters, we were surprised to see a familiar face lurking around Vormir. We hadn't seen this iconic villain on the big screen for quite some time, and many may have wondered about the significance of his appearance. See if you've considered all of the implications of the return of Red Skull. But before we take a look at what nobody realized about Red Skull's appearance in Avengers Infinity War, subscribe to CVR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss any of our MCU videos. When it comes to comic book villains, Red Skull is one that stands out among the rest. Not only is he a compelling villain, but he's one who's pretty much universally reviled, what with being a Nazi and all. His real name is Johann Schmidt, and his face obtained its, let's say, unique look when he took an early version of Captain America's super soldier serum. Not only did he not gain any of Captain America's superpowers, he didn't get his good looks either. He made a career move that took him from Nazi soldier to Hydra agent. We saw him back in Captain America, the First Avenger, and even at that time, he was dealing with powerful magical items. During this movie, we saw Red Skull attempting to use something called the Tesseract, which would later be revealed to be the Space Stone. He and fellow Hydra scientist Arnim Zola harnessed the power of the Space Stone to create powerful weapons. As we all know, Loki would eventually use the power to open up a portal in New York City, allowing Thanos' army to pass through and launch an attack. Like most evildoers who seek one of the Infinity Stones, Red Skull was interested in world domination, but again, like most evildoers, his plan backfired pretty horribly. We last saw Red Skull being ripped through a space-time portal, which generally isn't the sort of thing people bounce back from, but even though superheroes may hate him, there are tons of Red Skull fans out there, and some of them are even working on the Avengers franchise. Stephen McFeely and Christopher Marcus are writers responsible for some of your favorite Marvel movies, including Avengers, Infinity War, and the upcoming Avengers 4. They've stated that they can't get enough of this iconic villain, and they love nothing more than to have him in each and every movie. Red Skull made more than just a mere cameo in Infinity War. His dialogue revealed some pretty telling things about what is going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. During the movie, we saw Red Skull had gone from pursuing the Infinity Stones to essentially working for one of them. Now, this is something which comic book fans had some insider knowledge of. Up until now, in the MCU, the Infinity Stones had merely been portrayed as supremely powerful objects. While this is true, in the comic books, they absolutely have minds of their own. The Space Stone was what transported Red Skull to Vormir in the first place, and apparently decided he didn't look creepy enough. He was given a new, ominous cloak and a message to pass on to those seeking the Soul Stone. When he greets Thanos and Gamora, it seems their reputation precedes them because Red Skull knows exactly who they are and what they're doing there. Red Skull tells them that knowing everything is his job, and he wasn't just being flippant here. For once, Red Skull isn't in charge. He's doing the bidding of the Infinity Stones, which have supernatural powers. He also revealed that his desire to possess an Infinity Stone had led it to reject him. Yes, the Infinity Stones are way more than simple weapons. They have minds of their own and an agenda. After all, it wasn't Red Skull who demanded Thanos sacrifice his daughter Gamora, it was the stone itself. We would say not to kill the messenger, but we're pretty sure Red Skull will need to be taken down at some point. And speaking of needing to be taken down, we fully expect to see Red Skull make an appearance in Avengers 4. Anthony and Joseph Russo, more commonly known as the Russo brothers, directed Avengers Infinity War and are even directing the sequel. They are also fans of Red Skull and have provided some insight as to what we can expect from the character. During a Twitter Q&A, the directors were questioned about Red Skull and what he's currently doing. Apparently, he survived the snap and is now free to leave Vormir if he chooses. They added, he is also free to pursue his desire for an Infinity Stone. So apparently, our old pal Red Skull hasn't given up on obtaining a little slice of ultimate power for himself. We're guessing he didn't learn his lesson the first time, and will be going back for a second heaping helping of punishment. Following Infinity War, most people likely expected that Red Skull was set free, since the Soul Stone is in the possession of Thanos. But apparently, Red Skull hasn't decided to retire to a crime-free life. The Russo brothers are clearly teasing that he'll be back in a big way. And we can definitely see him playing an even bigger role in Avengers 4. After all, he has a ton of knowledge about the Infinity Stones, and the Soul Stone in particular. As our heroes struggle to right the wrongs perpetrated by Thanos, his insider information might be extremely useful. We also believe that the sentient aspect of the Infinity Stones will have a large role in the next movie. We saw our heroes make some pretty questionable decisions if you remove the context. Star-Lord disappointed tons of fans by failing to take out Gamora before she could be captured by Thanos, and then he ruined the plan by lunging at Thanos in a fit of rage when he learned of her fate. Also, despite claiming he would gladly let both Tony Stark and Peter Parker perish to protect the Time Stone, We saw Doctor Strange hand it over to Thanos in order to protect Tony. If the stones are, in fact, able to control their fate and test those who wish to obtain them, it could be that these actions will end up paying off in the long run. After all, the Soul Stone is clearly into the idea of sacrifice, and we saw so many heroes making serious sacrifices during Infinity War. We doubt Red Skull's relationship with the Infinity Stones is over, or that the stones are done demanding sacrifices.
If there's one thing Thanos likes almost as much as collecting Infinity Stones, it's collecting children. Only Thanos isn't as interested in raising the next generation as he is in raising an army. Today we're going to be talking about a powerful member of the Black Order known as Proxima Midnight. We'll let you know more about this powerful character and see if you noticed the comic book reference in Avengers Infinity War. But before we delve into the backstory of Proxima Midnight, make sure to click on the subscribe button for the latest MCU videos from CBR. Let's get started. If you thought your parents put a lot of pressure on you as a kid, just consider what it must have been like to be raised by Thanos. His brutal parental regime goes far beyond simply not handing out participation trophies. He constantly pitted Gamora and Nebula against one another, and replaced Nebula's body parts with robotic parts whenever she lost. Needless to say, some of the people who despise Thanos the most are the ones raised by him. But his horrible methods have produced some extremely exceptional fighters, some of whom remain loyal to the Mad Titan. These elite warriors are known as the Black Order, or the Children of Thanos. During Avengers Infinity War, we got to see some members of this group helping Thanos fight his enemies in pursuit of the Infinity Stones. In the comic books, we learned that Proxima Midnight is one of the most lethal members of the Black Order, and she's one we've seen going after Infinity Stones before in the comic books. But there's one important element of her backstory we only saw a brief hint of during her appearance in Infinity War. In the comic books, Proxima Midnight is married to her fellow Black Order member, Corvus Glaive. Hey, at least they don't have to worry about which side of the family to spend holidays with. As dangerous as Proxima is, she claims Corvus is the greatest general the Earth has ever seen. According to co-director Joe Russo, the backstories of the Children of Thanos were supposed to be explored in the movie. But, and we know this is going to sound shocking, there were just too many characters in Infinity War. By the time they had finished introducing characters, the movie was about 75% over, so needless to say, this plan got scrapped pretty quickly. But the Russo brothers did want to include a nod to the romantic relationship between Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive in the movie. We saw the two Black Order members travel to Scotland in order to ambush Vision and Scarlet Witch. During that battle, Corvus lands a blow on Vision, but is seriously wounded by Black Widow in return. When Corvus gets stabbed, Proxima reacts strongly. In fact, she has a much more severe reaction than one would have expected from a seasoned warrior. According to the Russo brothers, this was meant to convey the fact that Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive were actually a married couple. While the Russo brothers believed they made the right call, they acknowledged that many fans were disappointed by the lack of Black Order backstory. However, they didn't want the characters to end up overshadowing the main villain, Thanos, so the decision was made to keep them in the background. Including them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in any capacity was quite a feat, and at least that much was definitely accomplished. We don't blame you for not recognizing her, but the role of Proxima Midnight was played by actress Carrie Coon. Coon is best known for her roles in the HBO series The Leftovers and in the Fargo anthology, but taking on the role of Proxima was unlike anything this critically acclaimed actress had experienced before. First, she thought the job would be simple voice acting, but soon she learned that she would need to use a mocap suit to get her facial details just right. On the set, stunt woman Monique Ganderton filled in for Coon, who recorded her lines elsewhere. In fact, Carrie Coon admits she found the filming process a little bit lonely compared to her other projects. Instead of dealing with her co-stars face-to-face, Coon filmed her dialogue separately, leaving her feeling isolated. Still, she believes part of being an actor is trying new things, and she doesn't regret this experience for a moment. The fact that Coon appeared in Avengers Infinity War gave fans of The Leftovers a serious case of deja vu. The Leftovers had a particularly memorable scene where half of the world's population simply vanished. Needless to say, when Thanos used the Infinity Gauntlet and caused half of all life in the universe to disappear, you could practically hear the crossover theory starting to form. Well, over the crying in the movie theater, of course. The disappearance scenes even look eerily similar in parts, but don't worry, this isn't a fan theory we're going to be talking about, at least not right now. We mentioned earlier that in the comic books, Proxima Midnight is sent to Earth to obtain the Infinity Stones for Thanos. Although this happens in the movie as well, things are a bit more complex outside of the MCU. Proxima is supposed to retrieve the stone from the Marvel character Namor, who's someone we'd love to see on the big screen at some point in the future. We also see her encounter the new Avengers and go head-to-head with Spectrum and Luke Cage. Even in this 2-against-1 battle, Proxima found herself evenly matched, but it still wasn't good enough for Thanos. That guy is pretty hard to please, isn't he? In both the comic books and the movie, Proxima Midnight is eventually sent to Wakanda in pursuit of the Infinity Stones. Although she's a talented warrior, Proxima's pride is ultimately her undoing. During Infinity War, she battled with Black Widow and Okoye before ultimately being destroyed by Scarlet Witch. In the comics, Thanos' son Thane shows up. Unlike most of his other children, Thane is the biological son of Thanos, but he doesn't like his father any more than most of his adopted siblings. He imprisons both Proxima and Thanos in Amber and takes them to Necropolis. All things considered, we think getting thrown into a thresher was a better fate than being trapped anywhere with Thanos.
So many characters appeared during Avengers Infinity War that some of our favorites didn't get any backstory. Among those was an essential member of the Black Order, Ebony Maw. We'll talk about the shocking step Tom Von Lawler used to win the role, and the horror movie reference you might have missed. If you've only seen the movie, you have no idea about the true power of the Maw, or Squidward as he's also known. But before we learn more about Thanos' herald, Ebony Maw, take a moment and click on that subscribe button for more MCU videos from CBR. Then ring that gray bell to join our notification squad so you never miss a video. Getting to play a part in a Marvel movie is something many actors would do anything for, and Tom Von Lawler is no exception. When his agent asked him to film an audition tape for the latest movie by Marvel Studios, he knew he had just one chance to impress. In addition to